So we're going to talk about traps, cycles, and things you need to focus on. So what you need to focus on is pretty simple. It is you. You need to focus on you, what's best for you. Uh, Notice what you do that affects you. Listen to your body. Your body talks to you. You just got to be conscious enough to understand what it's telling you. So I'm just going to throw things out here that I had to notice with myself that, like, I eat healthy, super healthy again, then I go and I'll eat shitty for a few days. And I noticed whenever I was eating shitty, obviously I felt bad after that. So that was my body telling me not to do that. So it's something you have to listen to. A lot of people eat horribly, don't have that much activity, and wonder why they feel bad. Don't be like that. Also, you have to, for an example, with me, I'm just giving you examples I've experienced, so maybe it can correlate into something that you're going through or struggling with or trying to quit, or smoking cigarettes. Uh, this is something I noticed when I did. It was like I felt like a heaviness to my body, and it was like it drained energy from me for about 5 minutes, and it made my heart and chest feel really weird. Not like a heart attack feeling or anything like that, just like accelerated pulse, and just a weird feeling. And that was pretty much my body saying, stop, slow down, stop, quit. So this is examples of how your body can talk to you. If you notice that if you drink a lot of coffee, for an example, and you notice that you're crashing and you feel jittery and you feel bad, well, that's your body telling you to stop. Something that I wish that I understood a long time ago is you don't have to have something in your body to give you an edge. I thought this my whole life for the most part, whether it was anything. I mean, I could go into list a bunch of details, and the most recent one is kratom. I thought kratom was giving me an edge, and then I realized that kratom. I'm not knocking kratom. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just an excess of it. Because you'll notice, I've noticed that just think of a baseline like this. You're going to perform better at a baseline like this. Now, sometimes you'll drop low, so you can take something to get you back there, up a little bit. But just remember, you're always fluctuating. And then kratom, if you consume a lot of it, it will, again, it's a stimulant, sort of. So it's going to, it'll make you on edge. It'll make you a little bit agitated at times. It'll raise your heart rate up. And I've noticed the best thing to do is to try to be as natural as you can be. As natural as you can be. It's a hard road to get natural, so don't rush it. Just notice the progress, appreciate the progress. So that's a link. Your body's talking to you a lot. Pay attention to it. So, now the main traps and cycles I want to talk about is let's just talk about traps. There's several, but the main ones you need to focus on, and what you need to focus on is you. If it does not affect you, don't worry about it. Don't give it your energy. Don't waste time on it. Social media is a huge trap, and it takes a lot of energy, especially if you're busy looking at how silly people you think people are and watching people argue and getting caught up in something, and it's not worth your energy. Also, do not get caught up or give energy to things that set to divide, like race, sex, sexual preference, religion. These things, don't give it your attention or energy. Don't even entertain it. If someone brings it up to you or wants to discuss, there's nothing wrong with discussing it, depending upon the angle that the person's coming from. If they're just coming at you to try to argue with you or try to uh, purposely strawman an argument from you, or to purposely just ignore what you're saying and just come back with silly things, just don't. Cut ties, walk away. It's not worth your energy. Listen, you're going to be misunderstood. People are not going to agree with everything you say. People will say you're obsessed. People will say that you're in my experience here, I'm either a new age hippie, or I'm a religious nut job, depending on who I'm talking to at the current moment. That's not true. A lot of people just see me. I've been told, and I take this. I love this. Let me say, I've been told by several people I'm one of the realest people that they've talked to, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, and it means a lot to me because I strive to be real and not put on a mask and walk around here and be fake. So I appreciate everyone that's told me that. So it's either, I don't want to say it's either that or a word, but depending upon the who I'm talking to and their perspective, I'm one or the other. If they're trying to debate me or whatever, I like having dialogues with people, but it's very few and far in between. If it's very rare, let me say, that people want to have an actual open dialogue with you instead of trying to argue from ego or argue a point of view or argue a belief or something. It's extremely hard to do. But I understand why, because it takes a lot, because you're so attached to everything that you feel offended. So, dude, this process is a lot of detachment too. Like you're gonna have to detach from a lot of things, and that doesn't. Let me clarify this. When I say detach, I don't mean detach from your family or detach from your friends, even though you need to a certain extent. But I'm talking about detach from labels, stuff like this. And I don't even want to say detach to a certain extent because that's silly. That's silly. I should not have said that. I didn't mean it the way it came out, and I realized after I said it, but just ignore that, please. So, these are things that will get you trapped and they will get you caught. And it's not even that. You need to be able to know when your mind's focusing. You need to be able to know when your mind's grasping onto those things and get the focus back. You need to be able to call imagination in your own mind. You need to be able to call negativity in your own mind, because if you'll notice, your mind grasps to the worst case scenario. You have to retrain it. You have to correct it, you could say, and then it will be fine. But it is a process in correcting it, because I promise you, your mind will look for the negative in things. Your mind will look for something to be wrong, and your mind will create a scenario and always go with the worst case. It's imagination, negativity, and when you know that you are good is when you understand what I'm telling you enough and you fully believe and trust in God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, my friend. I prefer to call it God, but you can call it the universe, you can call it your higher self, you can call it whatever. It does not matter. Once you believe and trust fully in that and you let control go, I promise you your life's going to be a lot better. But it takes a lot to fully want to do that and mean it and know truly what it means. So it's a lot of detachment. It's a lot of being able to focus. It's a lot of being able to pick these things up, not focus on the negative, not read into the negative, not create scenarios in your mind and focus on the negative and go worst case and believe it's true. Because that's, I'm telling you, you can mess up a day, you can mess up an hour, or you can mess up a week, and it could go up into a month. You create hell. Hell is something completely different that you are either in right now or have been to at some point in your life, whoever's watching this, myself included. So hell in totality is not something that you can really, I don't know, but it's not something you can recreate and go back to. Like I'm saying, once you get out of hell, you're out of hell. But you can create many hells, a bottomless pit, with thoughts and beliefs and things you grasp onto negatively, and you can create a hell, personal hell, right then and there. Be careful about that, because like I said, man, you are your own worst enemy. You are your savior with the help of God. Um, but it's on you, my friend. It's you set it up, you did it, you're going through it, you're progressing, and you're doing very wonderful. To whoever's watching this, do not second guess yourself, don't doubt yourself, don't beat yourself up. You are doing wonderful, and progress is amazing. You want progress, take progress all day, every day, no matter how little or big it is. That's something you need to strive for. But you need to focus on your energy and what your mind grasps onto and what it pays attention to. Uh, Again, if you're focusing on the worst case scenario, you're focusing on negativity from people you interact with or things you see or stuff like this, just do not pay attention to it. Do not. You're giving away power. You're giving away energy. If you did not give away all this energy and all this power over you, what would you be capable of? This is something you need to really think about. What I think of you, what anyone else thinks of you, what anyone else says about you should not offend you. You're solid. If you're solid and you know you're solid, and you know who you are, and you know what you've done, who cares? But you got to get comfortable with yourself and love yourself enough to just let it. Who cares? At the end of the day, it's you, my friend. It is you. That's what you have here. So ultimately, that's what you have is you and God. You just got to know what you really got to be careful and know what I'm talking about, though. So that is going to end this video. I appreciate you guys. It is a game of form and the play of life. I am you talking to you. I have always been you talking to you. Wake up. I love you. Wake up.